fucking hot outside. We're getting ready to drive up to the old Riverfield 10 cinemas.
Yes, there's a fucking redneck lawyer that has an ego big enough to put a goddamn dummy of himself up on a fucking billboard.
Do you know what kind of music videos he did back then? I actually did some research on it. George Michael? Yeah. George Michael, get this, I know for a fact he did the video for Live When Dolphins Cry. Yeah, I forgot about Live.
The Ramones is on the radio here in Kentucky.
That's pretty amazing right there. It'd be more amazing if it was true.
Yeah, that's not on the radio, is it?
We've never even had a Ramones song on the radio unless it was like Blitzkrieg Ball on the Beast Day.
I don't like the Ramones, though. I think they're a bunch of homos. Dead homos now.
Then again, you like Black Label Society, so that doesn't say much for you.
Black Label Society can kick any of the Ramones' ass.
Right now, yeah, you could. They're all dead.
Yeah, they can piss on their grave.
And drink a lot of beer and like be an asshole to everybody like that.
Yeah, but at least that's like more entertaining than a bunch of guys that look like Howard Stern and have really like bad haircuts.
Right. So they grow like a big Viking beard and do a bunch of pinch harmonics.
Exactly. So, alright, enough of the music talk. It's the review everyone's been waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most anticipated film that, since we've been doing this show, I'd say, we've seen the theater.
Aside from Hostel and Hostel 2.
Of course. And maybe Blood Rain.
So, yeah, we're finally going to go check out Halloween, the reimagining. A new film from our good friend Rob Zombie.
Yeah, from what we understand, regardless of whether or not we like this film or not, it made a shitload of money at the box office.
As we both predicted, I think.
Yeah, which I think everybody knew that was going to happen. Still, though, it doesn't mean it's going to be a good film. And Rob Zombie, in my opinion, really has to prove a lot to me because the way he's been generally acting like a dick lately.
Yeah, you know, I know that there's a lot of stuff on the message board about, you know, people either defending the movie or shitting all over the movie. And I sort of expected, like, a little bit of support on Rob Zombie's film, but I was surprised after, you know, what has it been, like 3 or 4 days now, and I think there's hundreds of posts on the movie. It's by far the most talked about theatrical movie I think we've had so far on the board, so...
What I find really amazing about the post that I've read is that either people just absolutely fucking despise this movie, or the ones that like it just say, you know, hey, it was a good modern day slasher film. You don't really ever hear anybody, or I haven't even seen anybody post anything like, oh shit, this is like one of the best films ever, or anything like that.
Although there were a few people that said that it was better than the original movie. I've heard a few people say that.
Right, I mean, that's like, and if you're doing the law of statistics, there's always going to be a few outliers that are retards. They're going, I mean, that's just basic mathematics.
Let me warn you people right now, okay? If anybody calls in the DEADPIT show this Thursday and tries to tell us that this, I've not even seen the movie yet, but if you try to tell us that it's better than the original film, we're going to cuss you out and then hang up on you, okay?
I want to take your opinion into consideration. And shit on it.
Because, Jesus Christ, I mean, I don't think anybody out there, at least I was hoping, would think that it could even rival the original film. I'm just hoping it's a fucking entertaining movie.
Yeah, I know that it's, what, 109 minutes long?
Long, isn't it?
Yeah, so
it's like 20 minutes longer than the original.
It better be fucking entertaining because I don't want to sit through another Hostel. I definitely don't want to sit through another fucking, you know, The Abandoned or anything else like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like, where it's a slasher movie, it's going to have to be really, really awful for us to not like it. That's just the bottom line, because CK said so, I guess.
So there's a lot riding on this film. I think that it's pretty unanimously hated by critics. Maybe not so much by people who have seen the film, but I don't really consider us critics. I mean, we do film reviews, but we're more fans than we are actually trying to be professional, whatever the fuck they're trying to be. So I think that, especially since we've seen all the original Halloweens, we're pretty good to base our judgments about this film.
Yeah. As long as it's better than Resurrection, I will probably not shit on it completely. I know it has Daniel Harris's boobs in it, and to me that would make it like halfway like worth of shit there. I mean, I know a lot of people out there, and there's a few people on the boards that seemingly had their mind made up before they saw the movie, and we're gonna crash.
Buddy, what the fuck?
No, I don't
Who the
even.
fuck pulls out in the middle of the fucking highway into the left lane?
Well, you gotta understand, we're in Eastern Kentucky. A lot of these people here,
Here we go,
they're retarded, you know. They're mongoloids.
Yeah.
They've been, you know, inbred 4 or 5 generations of inbreeding. You know, it does that to people.
I guess. Yeah.
So what were we talking? Daniel Harris's tits.
Woo!
I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I think that's something we've all been waiting on for a long time. Ever since she came of age. Aside from that, though, I mean, honest to God, I'm not really excited about Scout Taylor Compton or fucking Malcolm McDowell.
Straight out of Compton.
Yeah, or the 9,000 people that got in the film from the Devil Reaper.
I know a lot of people are like happy about Malcolm McDowell, and you know what? What the hell has he done lately? Honestly, what has he done? You know, I know he did the Kubrick film Clockwork Orange. That was like 30 years ago.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, though. We haven't seen the film yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
We're going to bitch about it because...
We're soon to see it. We're going to see it, right?
Yeah.
It's almost 2 hours long, which, yeah, I don't know about that, but we're going to check it out.
I mean, it's pretty bad, man. Here's the thing, old nigger. When you just call up or you get called up by somebody that works at a store that sells horror memorabilia, and while they're talking to you about their order, or your order, they'd say something like, "You seen Rob Zombie's new Halloween movie?" And you're like, "No, they fucking suck." Just right out of the blue, you know, people are just, you know, I've never had that happen. We're just like random people who know that I'm into horror just start talking about how bad that movie is. So that has to say something.
Yeah, but then you got to understand that us being horror broadcast journalists, we've seen a lot of shit, okay? And that will probably weigh on our judgment of the film because, yeah, we've seen a lot of shitty movies, and it would have to be a really, really bad movie for us to shit on it.
Our standards of what's good and bad in horror films are really, really low by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
So, I'm just hoping for some boobs, some blood, and hopefully not a lot of dag fark.
I don't know, my dag fark is acting up a little bit.
Yeah. You got a dag fark infection, right?
Yeah. Dag fark type 2.
So, yeah. Until we get to the theater, though, I think we're going to get off here, and we'll see how crowded it is. I know that it made a fuckload of money this weekend, so we'll see if they're still raking in the bucks here at the Riverfield 10 Cinemas in Pikeville, Kentucky.
Let's go watch a slasher, shall we?
What the hell, it's going to be sold? What if it's sold out, man? We did arrive a little late.
I'll be pissed.
My God.
Yeah, this is going to be bad.
There's nothing else coming out anyway this week, is there?
Nope. I'm sure this is all for Halloween.
Rob Zombie. This is all your money right here, man. All the studio's money, at least.
Oh, Lord, it's crowded as hell. Damn. I hate shit like this.
Well, at least one movie is finally crowded. I mean, shit.
We should have gone tomorrow with them.
Maybe they're going to the Harry Potter movies. The Harry Potter movie's still
No,
out.
I don't think so.
Any final thoughts from Uncle Bill?
After all this fucking hype and bullshit, if this film is not at least mildly entertaining, then Rob Zombie's fucked up. He's after the A.
Damn it!
Shit. like this happens. Never happened to us.
It's never happened. This is the first time, honestly to God, that we've ever been like turned away from the fucking theater. Not for just being creepy, but for the goddamn movie selling out. What the fuck are we gonna do now? We drove all the way up here and ain't got nothing to do.
I guess we're gonna wait about another 3 hours until the damn thing comes on again.
You want to stay up here in Pikeville or go back? It's on the Strand.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do that.
You want to go to the Strand?
God damn it, is he fucking closed?
Tico is closed on Sunday, yeah. He's got church. Tico's, rock and roll heaven.
This is all together fucking shitty day.
That's pretty amazing though. That's never happened in the 10 years plus since Riverfield 10 has been open, where we've been rejected. You know, people been turned away because they sold the fucking theater out.
It's true. But in all honesty, I hate being in a packed theater. It's one of my least favorite things in the world to do, so I don't really care. And it sucks and everything goes trouble way up here, but we won't get another chance to watch it.
Yeah, so I guess we're going to go to the Strand Theater tonight, check it out. So yeah, we'll see you then.
Tonight's brutal murders was...
So I guess this is out of tradition, the normal on the road deal, because you know earlier today the Riverfield 10 sold out in Pikeville, so we had to go down here to the Strand, which is only like 2 minutes away, so we really didn't have time to do a video review.
Yeah, plus it's dark outside. It's
yeah.
not to pick up if you're shooting in the door.
So we used our high-tech lighting device. See how killer it is. So we're going to talk about the movie. We saw the movie finally. We're probably the last motherfuckers around that hadn't seen the movie. I know that people have seen it 2 or 3 times, and I don't know why. I really don't.
Yeah, this is a good time for us to sit down and have a little chat with all the DEADPIT fans and people who are on the message board.
Right.
Because I think that the easiest way for me to explain how I feel about this movie is to tell you that this is probably one of the worst fucking movies I've seen in about the last... it might be one of the worst horror films I've ever seen.
You know, okay.
It's definitely one of the worst I've seen with a big name franchise horror film.
Right.
To tell you how bad it is, like where to begin, I'm not even sure how to do that right now.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say, what more do you want? It has boobs. It has blood. You know, it has mayhem or whatever. Okay. Folks, just because it has boobs and blood and mayhem doesn't make it a good movie. Okay? I could probably, get a split screen, put one half on Skinamax and the other half on frickin' Faces of Death. Okay? I don't think that'd be that entertaining. That'd be a lot of boobs and a lot of blood. Okay? And the same thing with this movie. This is the worst. I don't know. I mean, I think it is close to the worst Halloween movie of all time. Resurrection was horrible, but it was only 82 minutes long.
To me, this is by far the worst movie with that name on it. It's like, to me, 10 times worse than Resurrection. I could watch Resurrection 3 more times before I watch this film again. I can't even, okay, let's start off, let's go ahead and start. The first half of the film is, and everybody talks about this half, which is basically Michael Myers growing up, or as a child, and how he gets bullied in school, and then for no apparent discernible reason starts killing people.
He does.
Other than the fact that this looks like every other exploitation film that Rob Zombie tries to make looked at a certain way, the acting's fucking piss poor in it, like really bad. The dialogue is like something a fucking kindergartner would write.
Yeah, just the whole script was pretty. I mean, there was dozens and dozens of times where I was like, I've never heard a person talk like that.
Yeah,
And we're not seriously, like, that does sound nitpicky that we're talking about the script and stuff, but it really does get annoying when every other word you hear is fuck, shit, motherfuck, goddamn, you know.
It reminded me of, like, the first time I saw Day of the Dead, except 50 times worse.
And people talk about us cussing a lot. Yeah, we cuss a lot because it's off the cuff. Like, we don't script the shit. Rob Zombie writes all that crap out, supposedly, okay? He gets him some paper and says, motherfuck, shit, goddamn bastard ass, motherfuck, fuck motherfucker, rape kids, fuck on, like, fuck a bud, you know, whatever. So he takes the time to write that crap out, okay? And it would be one thing if it was needed, but it's really not when you have like 12-year-old kids saying fuck and motherfucker all the time. For one thing, that's not believable. The other thing, it sounds fucking ridiculous coming from a 12-year-old.
Yeah, and another big problem, I mean, there's so many things. It's really hard for me to sort out in my mind what I didn't have a problem with. But another one of the big problems I had was that they try to make it out like they show so much about what happens to Michael Myers, even when he's in like the asylum and all this stuff, that they try to make it out like he doesn't remember the killings, like he has some kind of dissociative disorder and that he just didn't remember anything that happened,
Right.
Which is fucking ridiculous. Like, all this stuff is just, why would you even write that in a script? I can't figure that out. Why would you take away like everything that made that character interesting in lieu of just putting in stuff, it seems to me, just to fill up a movie. Mm-hmm. It doesn't seem like it has any place in, I mean, that didn't go anywhere. It's not like that it was explained on later that, you know, he had some kind of mental disorder. Well, none of that was explained. It's just, that takes away from the factor of him being anything, not just him being evil like he was in the first film or some kind of force, but it takes away him being human. It's almost like, honestly, I just think that Rob Zombie didn't know what he was doing when he wrote it.
Soulless.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
Yeah, I mean, what we were saying earlier on the show, and we've said this numerous times, before Rob Zombie was signed on to this movie, I never heard him reference Halloween.
It doesn't. That's another thing. It doesn't look like Halloween. It looks like the Texas Chainsaw, like Halloween Massacre is exactly what it looks like. It looks like Last House on Haddonfield or something. It's like an exploitation film with the name Halloween on it, is all it is.
So, you know, I really don't understand why anybody liked it, honestly. Like, I know that there's people out there that have wrote novels on why they did enjoy it. And there's people out there that says, God, man, it's got tons of blood and nudity and all that good stuff. It's brutal.
I swear.
It was brutal.
It was, but it reminded me of, like, I was thinking, this looks like something I'd see, like, Lionsgate come out with the After Dark or horror film fest.
It's brutal, man.
It looks like one of those direct-to-DVD, just like, you know, something we watched on Lionsgate.
Something else that annoyed me about the movie, too, was all the cameos. Like, what was the point?
Well,
like, how many people, like, I know Sybil Danning was a nurse that appeared in, like, you know, half a scene or something.
To me, that was just inconsequential. It didn't have, like, it didn't affect me one way or the other about it because I just thought many of them.
I just thought it was annoying. Why couldn't you just get some other, like, who cares? You know, why does Sid Haig and Bill Moseley and Danny Trejo have to be in every movie that you directed? You know,
I don't know. The second part of the film, after the breakout where he kills everybody that was ever in the Devil's Rejects, like when he's breaking out of the institution. Yeah. The weird part about that part of the film is that there were certain parts where he tried to, like, take exact things that happened in the original Halloween and copy them, and then there was parts where he just completely shit all over the whole premise of the original Halloween.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's a movie that doesn't have any balance or frame of reference.
I know a lot of people were talking about possibly, you know, the first 45, 50 minutes of the movie is basically just, you know, telling about the childhood of Michael Myers, and then it really picks up. Well, to me, I didn't feel that way. I thought that the movie went downhill after the first 45 minutes. Now, granted, the first 45 minutes weren't that great either, but to me, like, when they started, you know, homaging, which John Carpenter himself has said means rip off, pretty much, the original Halloween, is when it really started going downhill to me. And I was like, the last 10 or 20 minutes of the movie, it was almost like I was having an Eli headache, you know. You know, the feeling you have when you're watching an Eli Roth movie for the last 20 minutes or so. I was having that, unfortunately. But I didn't like it. Honestly, like, I think I watched Resurrection again recently, and I would almost, you know, like he said, it probably is the worst Halloween ever. I mean, Resurrection, the reason I say it wasn't as bad is because it was 88 minutes, 89 minutes, where this was freaking almost 2 hours. So, if you take that into effect, maybe that's...
I'll be honest, I think that Resurrection...
I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch it because we have the work print of it.
No,
I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again, and then I'll make my judgment on that. But by far, okay, this movie's definitely worse than 5, 6, H2O, and Part 3. Since a lot of people shit on Part 3 for some reason.
Let me tell you something. I honestly believe that Resurrection was closer to the original Halloween than this film was, as far as just... At the very least, with Resurrection, even though it had 1,000 different faults, Busta Rhymes being one of them and the script being another, but at the very least, it was an extension of the Halloween series. This was like, yeah, it was a reimagining, all right, but it was like, if you took peyote or something and then set out in the woods for fucking days and figured out how could you possibly destroy a franchise, this would be it to me. Even though this film was going to end up making $50 million.
It's definitely revived the franchise, you know, whether it's shitty or not, because I can guarantee you within the next couple of years we will see another Halloween film. I don't know if it'll be a direct sequel to, which I'm guessing it'll be a direct sequel to this one. So it's Malcolm McDowell and Scout Taylor Compton have already signed on to do like 2 more or 3 more. I'm not even sure. 2,
I think.
So, you know, it's hard to fuck up a slasher movie, but Rob Zombie did.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
God.
Not very good. Believe the reviews you read about it, at least the mainstream reviews.
Didn't you feel like, though, seriously, God, I had this same feeling when we were watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake and like House of 1,000 Corpses towards the end, where you get to like the middle of the film and you're like, oh Jesus Christ, this is going downhill.
Was it right around that time a bunch of people left?
Yeah, it's that feeling you get where you know that it's not getting any better, it's just progressively going to get worse, and you're stuck for like however longer. And then it just got, did you notice the dialogue stopped after a while? It was just completely like...
Screaming and chaos.
And I was like, this, I couldn't believe it. It was like the worst pantomime film you've ever seen. Something from the silent era gone horribly wrong.
And see, here's the thing, okay? I'm pretty sure we both went into this movie today wanting to enjoy it. I know for a fact, because usually when we know something's shitty, along the lines of Captivity or Hostel 2 or something, where we have a great inclination that it's going to be shitty, we'll be talking shit about it the whole day. And we really didn't do that. We was both, because we was, you know, paying attention to the message board. There's a batch of mixed reviews on the message board. Some people think it's better than the original Halloween. Now, give me some of that shit you're smoking. Please. But yeah, in our opinion, it's beyond shitty. It's shit dipped in shit. It's sprinkled with like corn turds.
Yeah.
So it's corn nuggets. So.
But towards the end of the film, like when the dialogue drops out, that's probably one of the worst endings. Like as far as having any kind of meaningful purpose in a film, just the way that was set up, where he kidnaps her instead of trying to kill her and takes her back to some kind of fucking lair or something.
I don't know what that was.
And then like
it was so dark you couldn't even see it.
And she gets out, and then he's chasing her around like she's upstairs in the attic or something. It's just like I couldn't figure out what it wasn't. It's not put together. It's like a bunch of shit just randomly thrown in there for no reason.
It is. It sucked.
You have no idea, like
it sucked the fuck.
How disappointed that I am in this film. It's like as much bad stuff as we heard about this film, I would have never thought in a million years it would have been this bad. I can't tell you like how depressed I was when I was watching it, because not only is it bad, it stands alone as a separate film as just being a horrible film to me.
Yeah.
But if you were to compare this film to the original, any of the original Halloween movies, I don't even care, this would be like one of the worst films, and if you did that, it would be one of the worst films in horror history that I can think of.
It really is a shame because you and I both love the Halloween series. And it's obvious to us, at least, that Rob Zombie just doesn't realize what makes Michael Myers work. He really doesn't.
Not at all.
And honestly, like, Tyler Mane as Michael Myers wasn't that bad, I didn't think. I thought he was alright. That doesn't matter, though, really, because everything that he tells you throughout the movie ruins the character.
Yeah.
It could be, you could have Nick Castle reincarnated, you know. The guy that plays Michael Myers, honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, Brad Lorre gets shit on a lot. It doesn't matter. It's just a guy. And as long as, like, he's dressed up in the same outfit, that's all that matters. But the story you tell ruins, like, any mystique. I mean, the story that Rob Zombie told in the movie ruins any mystique about the character at all.
But you notice how he tries to explain away everything that he had a problem with in the original, like where Michael Myers got the jumpsuit at,
Mm-hmm.
you know, from Big Joe Grizzly or whatever, and where he got the mask.
Big Joe
at.
Grizzly trying to take a shit.
Yeah, and all this other stuff. But in the end, it doesn't make any more sense when he tries to explain it than it did when it was just completely omitted from the script. It's just a waste of time. And another thing too, you can't have it both ways. You can't like have Michael Myers be realistically an insane, you know, or a mentally handicapped person, and then at the end of it have him, well, to give away the ending, there'll be a spoiler here. At the end of it, have him get shot like 3 or 4 times with a .357 Magnum and just get up. It's either he's either a guy or he's some kind of entity. It's not like you can explain everything and expect that to work.
So, yeah, but just to end this, I guess.
I could go on like this. Well, go on indefinitely.
We're definitely going to go on because the whole show this week, we're going to talk to the fans. We're going to get your reactions. I don't care if you loved it. Call in and tell us why. We just really want to figure this out. We knew it would make a lot of money. We said that the name alone would make a lot of money. You could have had, you know, Michael Myers taking a dump for 2 hours. As long as you called it Halloween and Rob Zombie directed it, it's going to make money. I mean, there's no doubt about that. The fact is, how much money is the next one going to make? Because the majority of the people that went in there, I'm guessing they didn't like it. We saw a few people walk out today.
I can't figure out why somebody would go back to this movie. I'm really trying hard to figure that out. Like, it's just, seriously, this is beyond, maybe this is the jump off point for us, where we're on like the generational train of horror films, and this is where we get off, because if people go back and see this movie 3 or 4 times, I don't understand.
Well, we know your cousin who you talked to. That's his second or third time.
That's the third time he'd seen that movie.
So he seemed to enjoy it, though. And he's younger than us. So
yeah,
maybe
that's what I'm
saying.
I think that there's a disconnect or something.
We're old.
But then again, shit is shit.
Yeah.
Shit does not age. it's just, you know, that's just the way it is.
So, yeah. Bad acting. Horrible script. Way too many fucking cameos. Horrible ending with shaky camera work.
Right.
And it made a fuckload of money. So, what does that mean? That means we're going to get more of this stuff.
Yeah, the Friday the 13th remake will definitely be coming.
Anyway. I didn't like it. Uncle Bill didn't like it. What do you think? Let us know.
If you did like this movie, please stop coming on our side. Please. I swear to God, I would just...
Hey, and the thing is, honestly, like, Devil's Rejects is one of the best movies we've seen in years at the theater. I have nothing against Rob Zombie until he came along and made this turd.
Yeah.
And now it's personal, Rob.
Actually...
You fucked with the franchise.
Shane Douglas?
Oh.
Actually, like, he's, like I said, he was about 50-50 with me. Because House of 1,000 Corpses, I can't stand. But as a matter of fact, that Halloween makes House of 1,000 Corpses look like fucking, you know, The Exorcist or Carrie or something like that. So, but you know, I didn't really like House of 1,000 Corpses. I really liked Devil's Rejects, so I was like, all right, he's, you know, got the benefit
Werewolf
of the
Women
doubt.
with the SS was stupid,
Yeah.
but that was only 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I was, either way, it could have gone either way. I mean, it could have been either film, and it just, oh God, it just surpassed, like, every doubt that I had about it. It really did.
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing, too. Rob Zombie should have never took this movie on. To me, he doesn't know a lot about the series anyway. You know, after watching this movie especially, so. Anyway, I think we've said enough.
Yeah. What can you say about it? It's just
If
like,
you haven't seen it yet, don't see it.
here's the
Don't go see it.
Remember the feeling that everybody got, that anybody that was like a real metal person during the late 80s, early 90s when Metallica cut their hair and made Load? Remember how pissed off you were about that? Well, magnify that by about 10 times. And that's how pissed off I am right now about just the way that this film went, and that's the fact it's connected to any franchise. Like how
Yeah, imagine what it would feel like if somebody greased up a giant football, or just a regular sized football, greased it up with Vaseline, jam that son of a bitch up your butt.
Or don't imagine that.
You can because that's what they did in the Halloween franchise. Raped their ass.
They did. They raped the corpse of a great film.
It sucked. It did. So, we're going to talk about it this week, though, on the show, aren't we?
We sure are. Yeah, by then I'm sure I'll have some more articulate arguments. But right now it's just...
It's like somebody has fucking smacked us right in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Because I was okay, from the board, I was expecting it would be bad. But I was never prepared. You know, it's almost like the Halloween poster up there. Nothing could ever prepare you for the horror.
You mean the Texas Chainsaw poster?
Yeah, of this Halloween remake.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of the original series, man, I don't understand at all. I do not.
This makes me. I mean, the more I think about it, of what we're talking about on the Horror Channel review a couple of weeks ago. The original Halloween movie is perfect. Okay, nothing could touch it. You know, and then to see something that has so many fucking flaws in it, is so generic. Well, like he said, reminds you of one of these direct to DVD Lionsgate movies almost.
Yeah, if Michael Myers was not in this film, like if you took away the mask and just looked at it like a standalone film,
Yep.
That's exactly what that looks like. That's what I was thinking while I was watching. I was like, if that mask was not in this film, it looked like every other. It looked like Brutal or something. Like every other fucking film we've seen.
It was brutal. So we ain't gonna be able to stop this. So we might as well just go ahead and say
It'll be a torrent of fuck.
next week or this coming Thursday. Call in on the show 1-606-658-0185, and we're gonna be discussing this movie further. I will probably watch the work print again just so I can make my decision on whether or not it's worse or better than Resurrection for sure. Uncle Bill is pretty sure in saying that, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty resolute. Let me tell you, I'm sorry for anybody that liked this film, but this is our opinion on this stuff. And for everybody that hated this film, then you know where we're coming from. That's all I'm saying. I mean, if you're hardcore fans of the original Halloween series, I'm sure a lot of you understand how
Lube up that football.
mad we are.
So, until this Friday, you can check myself, the Creepy Kentuckian,
I'm gonna kill you.
over at DEADPIT.
.com.
Fuck you, Rob Zombie, you son of a bitch.